In this video, I'm going to be talking about the HCG diet. Now, it is important just to start off, just to throw out the disclaimer that I am not a doctor and that the FDA does not evaluate or support. There's actually all kinds of warnings about the HCG diet. If you're interested, go look at them. But I just want to start off by saying that I am not a doctor and I am not diagnosing anything. So before you go, just know that. It's important for you guys to know. So now that we can get on with it and get on to important things, the HCG diet is essentially a diet that is composed up of human chorionic gonadotropin. Now the HCG diet typically endorses an 800 calorie diet. I'm not going to talk about calories or things like that in this video, but what I am going to talk about is, what HCG actually is. So HCG, also known as human chorionic gonadotropin, I may butcher that, is a hormone that is essentially found in pregnant women, and it's what helps the fetus grow. Now, what scientists have found is that HCG helps us lose weight. Science is incredible. Now, HCG is derived from human placenta, and it's very expensive for real HCG. Now, it's important to keep in mind that there is lots of fake HCG out there. It's important to know what kind of HCG you're buying because a lot of times if there's alcohol in it, you're not actually buying real HCG, but a lot of them will tell you, oh, there's alcohol in it, and oh, that's bad. Also, it's important to make sure that your HCG is from human subjects. A lot of times people will sell HCG from, crazy countries or, rats, and next thing you know, you're taking rat urine and you don't realize it. But it's really important to buy from a reputable company. As I say with any video, make sure you do your research. I'll post some links below. The other thing that a lot of times people say about HCG, and I'm going to debunk this big myth that I see all over YouTube right now. Now this big myth right here, this right here is this right here, ruined my big applause, this is a pregnancy test strip. Lots of people online are saying our HCG is real because you can test it with a pregnancy test strip. This is false. I don't know if you guys know, but there are plenty of other videos on the internet showing where you can fool a pregnancy test strip with Coca-Cola. You can trick it with apple juice. Pregnancy test strips will also show positive if there's a high sugar concentrate. So basically, just because they say that their HCG passes a pregnancy test does not necessarily mean that it is real HCG. In fact, most HCG should only pass a pregnancy test if it is going to be something that you're going to be injecting. However, I do not recommend, and again, I'm not a doctor, don't inject HCG. This whole pregnancy test thing is, oh, my HCG is real because I tested it with a pregnancy test. That, that is false. I'm not saying that their HCG is bad. I'm just saying if that's their selling point, you should exercise extreme caution because that could just mean they're selling you sugar or whatever sugar byproduct that's making that pregnancy test strip become positive. I've fooled pregnancy test strips with a lot of things, not for personal reasons, but for research purposes. A long time ago, it was a bunch of college buddies trying to figure it out. Anyways, just because their selling point is that it passes the pregnancy test strip does not mean it's real. So now that I debunked that myth and got it out of the way because it's something that personally annoys me, we can talk more about the HCG diet. Now the HCG diet is an actual living hormone. So again, no alcohol can be in it, and it's really important also to look at these numbers on the bottle. Let me pull up some bottles just so I can show you. Now this is some HCG I bought a while back, and my friends and I looked at it and we took it to the lab, and we found that it's actually these numbers right here. I couldn't get a better picture, but I'll talk about them more. These numbers right here tell you how much HCG is actually in it. Now it's very important to look at these numbers. Now most HCG the bottles won't actually tell you what's in it. So it's really important that this is the parts in it per ounce. So if you see something like 12 by 60 pi and they put all these multiply and weird numbers in there, what that means is you're getting an extreme dilution and you're probably not getting hardly any HCG, and they may call it homeopathic, and really there's only tiny trace amounts of HCG in that. So it's very important to know what is in your bottle. Know what you are buying. Fake HCG, homeopathic. It is the biggest health scam, because what they do is they sell you HCG and then they tell you, buy our diet. And the diet, and they're putting you on this 500 calorie diet. And if you're eating 500 calories a day, not only is that crazy, but it is also 500 calories is what's going to cause you to lose the weight. It's not going to be the HCG diet. So if you're only consuming that small amount of calories, you're going to lose weight. But what you want is the HCG that's really going to help, that's really going to curb your hunger, that's going to help you burn off that weight. So make sure you know what's in your bottle. And I'll put some reputable companies. Now, HCG, there's lots of studies been done on it, and it's also an area that's very gray because there's, again, a lot of scams surrounding it, but you're fine as long as you buy from the right place. And what this is here is it shows when it's formed in pregnancy, and it's actually very early on in the pregnancy. As you can see here, what we have a graph is your weeks of pregnancy and the amount of HCG. And what it does is it spikes way at the beginning because it's a hormone that helps the ungrown baby grow. And once the baby has started to grow, it doesn't need as much of that hormone. Otherwise, we'd be popping out these superhuman babies. And this, my friend, is why science is great. Science is crazy. Losing weight doesn't have to be as hard anymore with this HCG diet. Now, again, just be careful where you buy it from. It's human chorionic gonadotropin, and it shouldn't have any alcohol. Just because they promise it passes a pregnancy test does not mean anything. In fact, I'd be more concerned if that was their selling point. There are some places that will inject HCG. I do not recommend this. This is a huge area because you don't really know what's going injected, where a lot of dietitians are scamming people. So just exercise extreme caution when it comes to that. And again, just exercise, when you go into these wanting to lose weight or you want to learn about something, make sure you do the research. And don't solely just rely on HCG, no matter how crazy or incredible it is. But look at other things, look at the foods you're eating, make sure you're getting any kind of activity you need, your energy, make sure you're staying healthy, getting your minerals, your amino acids. Make sure you get the whole package deal. HCG will really help you along the way as long as you are getting reputable HCG. Human chorionic gonadotropin. Here's something I wanted to show you earlier at the video just because I thought it was cool. This is what HCG actually looks like. It's really incredible looking, isn't it? And that's because it's actually a living organism. So any alcohol that they say is an HCG will kill it. So if it has alcohol, it's not really HCG. What your HCG should have is it should be expensive. If it's legitimate HCG, it's going to be expensive. Sorry, guys. There's no way around that. But what you have here is it's a living organism. It's incredible. So it's great. Science, right here, has helped us lose weight through a living organism that pregnant women, but a biological substance that pregnant women produce. So go ahead, do your research, and let HCG turn you from however big you may be, whatever is this, bigger, smaller, to where you want to be. There's all different shapes and sizes. And if you want to lose weight, if you want to be healthy, that's awesome. Just make sure that you're doing the research to know what it is about the HCG diet that is important. Whether you're buying into a diet program or whether you're buying just HCG, I personally would just buy HCG and then find a diet plan that's tailored to you. So that way you're actually getting real legitimate HCG. And I'll post some links below. Again, like us, ask me any questions, subscribe, look forward to future videos, and ask me if there's anything you want to know about. I always think it's great to do research. One of the hardest things to find online these days is unbiased information. So that's what I try to provide, is unbiased information. So again, come and look and check it out.